And a very good morning, everyone. You're watching Chris on Real Talk. Today is the 7th of July 2020. Now, I was supposed to be going live yesterday and I didn't. I have been just lately since my nan's funeral last week, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. So I've been looking forward to something recently. I've been looking forward to something immensely, actually. I've been looking forward to a new processor line from AMD on the Ryzen series. They're known as the XTs. Now, for those of you that are technically minded, you'll know that XT is normally the sort of thing you'll find on a GPU or a graphics card. But they've moved the XT line over as well to the CPU line. So you'd have the Ryzen 3, the Ryzen 5, the Ryzen 7s. But they've also got XT. So instead of the Ryzen 5 3600X, you've now got the Ryzen 5 3600 XT. So it's these XTs that I've been looking forward to, and today's the release day. Great, I thought. Fantastic, because these new refresh processors are coming out today. The current lineup would actually drop in price. That to me is a no-brainer. So for the last 2 weeks I've been keeping an eye on two processors specifically, the 3700X and the 3800X. 3700X has been priced at Curry's, and this is Curry's specifically I'm talking about, but it is other shops that I have checked as well, Overclockers UK being another one. Anyway, so today's the release day for the new XT series of Ryzen processors, and you would have assumed that the price of the current lineup of the 3700X, the 3600X, which hasn't actually moved in price, that I don't think, and the 3800X would be reduced in price. You'd think so, wouldn't you? So what's actually happened is the 3700X has gone up in price by £2, which makes no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no sense. And the 3800X is the same price at £330, only now they're saying it's £20 cheaper. £20 cheaper! But it's a lie. It's a lie. Do you know what it is? It's a lie! Yes, it's a lie. I can't deal with this. And I'm not willing to spend up to and over £250. And here's the difference. For those technically minded out there, the 3600 non-X version of the Ryzen 5 CPU is at £150. The Ryzen 5 3600 XT is £106 more expensive. How can you have that much of a price increase for such little of a performance gain? How is that justified in any way? How is that justified? Honestly, it drives me absolutely bonkers. But moving away from companies like Curry's and Overclockers and every other electrical outlet that seems to be ripping us all off, let's move on to Boris Johnson and opening our beloved pubs here in the UK. Let's move on to that, shall we? Let's have a look. So, the pubs were reopened on Saturday, I believe. And we've all seen the pictures on social media. No one social distanced, did they? I've been arguing with my family on Facebook because they're saying, oh, you only get to live once, let's go to the pub. No! Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And oh, by the way, let me just throw this out there. For all of you idiots, you COVID-idiots that went out to the pub because you haven't been in such a long time, where were you when we were having up to and over 200 pubs? Was it a day or a week? I've actually lost count. When we had that many pubs closing down because people weren't going to the pub. And because it was taken away from you on lockdown, for so long, all of a sudden, because the pub's there, you want to go out and frequent your local pub? Please. You'd have had a much better deal going down the supermarket and buying a load of booze and bringing it home. At least you're in better company and you'd be social distancing. And as for the social distancing, by the way, what is it with people that went out over the weekend and thought it would be okay to stand bollock to bum with everyone who went? I just don't get it. I don't get it. There is a deadly disease. It is called a pandemic. It is known as a coronavirus because there are many types of coronavirus, but it's commonly known in the tongue as COVID-19. COVID-19 has not gone away. In fact, COVID-19 is now responsible for the closure of pubs since they've reopened on Saturday. And this is purely because of the sheer covidiocy of people that went out because I want to go get drunk with my friends at the pub. Really? There was no social distancing. And look, I'm not going to tar all pubs with the same brush here. No. Some pubs, in fact, I'm going to go out and say a good majority of pubs tried their best, I'm going to say. But it's pubs in busy areas. Soho in London, for example. Absolutely rammo. Other busy areas in the UK, the place to be. Absolutely rammo. And then people are going to start moaning about coronavirus. Please, it was your fault. You got it. Because you decided to go out and get drunk. You decided it would be a good idea to go and stand with your bum literally up against some next bloke's junk while having a drink. This is your fault. Every single one of you that thought it was okay to go out and not social distance and get yourself pissed. Also, I'm blaming Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson. I have said for months, from the start of this coronavirus pandemic, I've been laying down my own little rules of what I think should be happening and when it should be happening. If you'd stuck to my plan, this country wouldn't be in the shit. My plan had an actual lockdown with a curfew, which would have been adhered to. Parks would have been closed. And by the way, Johnson, we all know the reason why you lifted lockdown really is because you had absolutely no control over your lockdown, Boris Johnson. People were doing what they wanted to do because you weren't enforcing it. And because people were doing what they wanted to do, you thought it'd be a good idea to say, I'm going to lift restrictions. You had no say in the matter because you weren't controlling the situation, Boris Johnson. Now the shit's hit the fan. And you've stopped doing your 5 o'clock updates because you know the figures are getting worse. And the figures only look like they're going down now. And you can check the figures. They do look like they're going down. But you've moved the goalposts for your testing criteria again, Boris Johnson. So it looks like there's fewer cases when in actual fact there are not fewer cases. There are not fewer deaths. You've moved the goalpost to suit your needs again. Boris Johnson, you absolute thundercunt! I'm losing my crap. I really am. I've just used the C word for the first time in months, and I promised I wouldn't swear. So for those of you out there listening to this, please accept my humblest apologies. I am trying not to literally explode right now. I am signed off from work by the NHS and by the government because I'm shielding. We know this, I talk about it all the time, until the 1st of August. We know there's going to be a second peak. We know this. I'm a high risk, in remission cancer patient is what I am. My immune system is not great. So what's going to happen then when the 1st of August comes along, and because of the protests that we've had, because of people going to the beach when they shouldn't have been going, and people that have now gone to the pub, you know, I'm betting that this second peak is going to come, and when it does, it's going to be the biggest sucker punch to the mooey. It is. It is. And for all of you naysayers out there that have been saying, oh, Ben, there's been extra COVID-19 cases since the protests. Incubation period and transmission period. These things go hand in hand. You don't know you've got it. You are contagious when you don't even know you're contagious. So for 3 to 4 weeks, people will be passing it on to people. And then you start getting sick. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. Until eventually there's a peak, isn't it? Doesn't that make sense? All you naysayers out there, oh, there's not going to be an extra peak. Yes, there is. We know there is. And it's all of you COVIDiots out there that have done it. Because you thought it would be okay to do what you want to do. Because Boris Johnson said it was okay. Let me read some of these comments before I start losing my absolute... Okay, Transport Hub, good morning. Ross McCarry, good morning. Stuart Bus Driver, good morning. Lee Jones, good morning. Ragecam is up and running. I hope you do like Ragecam. I like Ragecam a lot. Quite a few pubs have been closed, says Transport Hub. Yes, quite a few pubs have been closed. Have a guess why that is. Stuart the Bus Driver says they think it's all over, but hell, no it isn't. Yeah, that's right. I know it isn't, and I've been predicting what the shit's been going down. Yes, I have, and I've not been wrong yet. No, I haven't. I predicted that the figures next year. The figures next year. Transport Hub, do me a favour and type it down, please. In the comment section down below. The figures I predicted next year were including a second and possibly third peak. So when Transport Hub writes down, hopefully in the comment section down below, you know, we'll see that I'm on track for being correct yet again. I totally agree with you, Chris Powell, says Ross McGarry, as I do. That's my missus calling me. I'll call her right back. It's going fast, open, quick. Yep. Boris Johnson cares about himself. Yep. Celeb talk. Yeah. We know this. Stuart Bus Driver. Are we going back to work and straight into virus? Yeah, we are going back to work straight into virus. I want to go back, but I don't want to go back. This is what's going on. Wait, please answer this question. Do you care about COVID-19? Wait, please answer this question. Do you care about COVID-19? What about G4 virus? What is the G4 virus? I've never heard of that. What is the G4 virus? COVID-19, yes, I care about COVID-19. I care about my life. I don't want to get COVID-19. I don't want anyone to get COVID-19. But if you're going to be stupid enough to go out there and risk getting it, and you do get it, then I've got absolutely no sympathy for you. You absolute idiots. So, anyway, I'm going to go... I've given myself a sore throat shouting so much. Right, everyone, enjoy your day. Stay home if you can. Stay safe. Go out, but don't go out. If you can work, go to work. But if you can't work, go out, but stay in at the same time. Love you lots. Good.